This video is brought to you by Miniature Industries, unique products for your model railroad. These unique kits are available in N scale, HO, S, and O scale. For more information on these kits, visit his website, link will be in the description. And don't forget to use the code 15 at checkout for a 15% discount. Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vin Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This video is going to be a Vinny built structure video. Now, for a while I had been concentrating on my ethanol plant, and it's coming along pretty nicely, I would think. So I decided to shift some of my effort onto another part of the layout. And the reason why is because I've been checking out Etsy for a while now, because they have a lot of cool 3D print stuff for sale and not that expensive. So as I was excuse me, as I was going through some of the products that Etsy had available, I came across this kit that would go perfect with the kit that I had already scratch built, and I'll show you that kit here in a second. What caught me when I saw this item was the way it was constructed, number one, and number two, the piping that was going to be in this kit. And you guys know from when I was doing my ethanol plant that I like to have piping, lots of piping. So let me get you down to the bench, and I will show you the kit that I scratch built quite a few years ago. It was a copy of one of Walther's or Cornerstone's kits for HO, and I'm pretty pissed that they didn't make this kit in N scale. But anyhow, I'm very happy with the kit because I did a really nice job on it. So without further ado, let's get down to the other camera and let's see what I'm talking about. You guys remember that, right? That is what I was calling SMG bulk cement, and SMG stands for Salt River Mining Company, mining group I should say. Anyhow, this is a pretty close example, a replica of the Cornerstone build, except for this guy right here. I had to change a little bit of the kit, otherwise it might be a copyright infringement. Other than that, the stairway and all that, that's all copy. All the piping on here is all copy. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you a picture of what I am going to be building and get the process going. I'm going to try and build this structure all in one video. If I can make out the I'll explain to you when we get into it. Okay, so stay tuned and we will be back in a minute. Okay, boys and girls, we're back at the bench now, and this kit was, I guess, like I said, I built it the way Walther's kit was, and I think that they were showing that the mixers would go inside here and get whatever they have to get and drive out the other side. And that's the way I planned for this one to be until I found this kit. Bada bing! This very cool kit. So instead of the trucks going into my structure, they were going into this structure now. And as you can see, that conveyor in the background there, That's going to be inside my scratch build. So it'll look like instead of filling up trucks, it'll be filling up those bins, and those bins will feed the truck, the mixer station. That's all cool, but I have to move that away because I'm going to put some stuff up on this bench here. I was all excited when I got the package, and I said, "Oh, cool, man! I'm gonna go ahead and start playing with this and this, that, and the other thing, and da 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 da." Until I opened the package up and I saw this. Now, this guy, I tried emailing him or texting him twice, and he has not gotten back to me. I don't care that it's a bunch of pieces and parts because as modelers, that's a kit, right? But there is absolutely no instructions, no part identification, no nothing. And that's the way it came, in a plastic bag, just the way you saw it. The way you see it, I should say. So, I decided, well, it's only $30. Maybe I'll just throw it away or whatever. And I said, no, why should I throw away $30? So, what I started to do was I started to assemble the kit. And let me see, we gotta close this off now. And so this is what I've done so far, is I tried to situate parts and to try and figure out where they might go. And how they're supposed to be assembled. For instance, I have no clue what this part is or where it goes. I know it looks like it's going to either get something or get something out, and I think it goes on the bottom of this guy. This is the bin that you see that conveyor hooked up to. But I'm not sure. I have to wait and see where it goes. They give you an office. It's already built and a foundation. These guys are at the bottom of the silos. And when I start to mock them up, first of all, you got to build the stanchions that they're on. It's not a 3D built stanchion. And by the way, I'm telling you guys this because I don't think it was very cool of the guy to send the package out like that, or at least include some sort of instructions or part identification or whatever. So I was disappointed in that, and I let him know. I told him, I told him, I said, I might even put this in the trash. I'm not even sure. Anyhow, there's a few more parts right here. Just wanted to make sure what camera I was on. Yeah, so the silos came assembled, so they were okay. I went ahead and painted them so far. I don't like the 3D texture. The texture's not very smooth at all, but I have to deal with that, I guess. Anyhow, the name of this company, in case you are interested, is Kit and Caboose on Etsy. I don't know if I would not recommend this person just because of the way he ships stuff and just because he has not responded to either one of my text messages. So, that being said, I'm going to start putting this stuff together. As you see, I got some of the pages already, like the stanchion that's going to go here, and then this water will go on top of that, and then this guy goes on top of that, and then this here is what the elevator feeds. And here's, not the elevator, conveyor. And he did a nice job with this. I mean, he's even got the little motor at the top, it's pretty cool. But I did not know how this all went together. All I know is I seen this part right here. It had a hole in it. Open on both ends in a hole. And I'm saying, well, okay. So that must feed whatever is below it. And this piece right here is where those pipes come into. Okay, but he shorted me 3 pipes, the curves that go from here to these pipes. So these pipes will come out of the bottom of the silo and come up to here. But as you can see, if it's like this, I need to have a 90-degree elbow. Otherwise, it won't work. So now I have to go digging through my parts and see if I can find some elbows. And, I tried contacting the guy. He has not responded to me, so I would not recommend this. I'm going to put it together because I already spent the money, and I got most of it sorted out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this, and let's see how far we can get. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, boys and girls, this is what I've gotten done so far. You can see my stanchion here. I was thinking of leaving this the red and white and calling this the candy cane folk cement. But no, this is going to get second color. Second color is going to be gray, since the other building that you can see back here is gray. So that's what we're going to do the second color as. The stanchions will stay red. I don't know when I'm going to do tops of the silos. I might leave them white. I'm not sure yet. Now, there's not very many photographs of all of this and how it has to go together. There's the manufacturer, and then there was 2 others that built the kit. And they all said, "Hey, this is a cool kit," and so on and so forth. But leave it to me to find all the little problems it has. Okay, so like I said, this guy. Well, you guys can't see that because my head's in the way. Goes inside the structure. So it fits in these little concrete footings, I guess you would say. These guys fits perfectly in there. And this is supposed to fit in those openings to get it into the thing like that. Problem I found is that when I mock it up, I'm just going to get another stanchion here. When I was mocking this up, you managed to pop up. Oh, this is it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay. Now, if you look, again, I wish I had a pointer. There's a hole in here. Okay? But look where it's at. Now that hole is supposed to accept the... Damn, I keep getting my hand in the way. It's supposed to accept the pipe. But you could see that the X-bracing is going to be in the way. So, the piece I just showed you, this guy, when I'm ready to secure that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let him slide up on the structure just a little bit so it clears that so I can get a pipe in there. And that's another thing. The pictures I saw had an extension pipe coming out of there. I didn't get those pipes either. So, definitely, guys, I don't recommend this company. Anyhow, that goes like that. Okay, he gave me on his well, first of all, you can see that it's warped. Back this out a little bit. There you go. Concrete footings for the pieces that have to get built up. This is where the cement mix is going to go in. So that's going to go like that. And then this piece still needs to get, no, not this piece. This piece is going to go up. I don't remember which way, if it goes this way or if I think it goes this way. Oops. Come on, stay up there. And then this is going to get painted, but this is going to go on top of here, like that. And then this guy, again, he's got to get painted. He's going to go. Let's see. See this. There's specific ways that these have to go on. So this guy, he's going to be over here. There's an opening like that for the stairs. And then this guy, he's going to go. Where is his extension? Hello? Didn't I just have it in my hand? Okay, oh, here it is. So he's going to go on top of there like that. Now this little barrel thingy right there, he's going to go in there with these two brackets to hold him in there. And again, this is specific on the way it's got to go, because it goes up here like this. There's another stairway that goes up to the top of there. And then this guy is the one that really bugs me. Actually, this whole thing, the whole top section needs to get turned, because this guy needs to come out over here. Not right. No, it's not right. Yeah, hold on. Thought I had this all figured out. Yeah, there's a hole in this guy. See, there's a hole in that guy. Okay. So it goes there, he goes there. Now, this guy, I put him this way. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and at least assemble this, but this is all painted and ready to go. So it's not moving around on me, so I can show you how it all has to go together. And I'll be back in a little bit. Okay guys, just a little bit further explanation on how this is going to work. Like I said, as you can see, like the hole in there is right behind the X-brace, and there's holes on both sides of that, and I tried it the other way around, and then it was in this crossbar was in the way. The pictures I've seen were both ways, so like I said, there was no instructions with this. I don't know which is correct. Anyhow, this will not get glued in. As you can see, I can slide it up and down. Once this stanchion is glued into place, then I will adjust this that the hole be clear of the X-bracing, that I can put my pipe in there to go up. But that's not going to happen until I get this whole top section done, because I have to see this piece right here, how I'm going to figure out to fix the problem that they gave me, because he didn't give me extra piping for that. Anyhow, I got this guy being held down right now. I'll be going to put these in place, and then I'll bring you back when that's done. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, boys and girls, we're back at the bench, and as you can see, I made a lot of progress being off the camera. This whole thing is pretty much secured. This stanchion is all done, the stairs are on, and I can better explain to you now how the conveyor system works. Oh, by the way, I can show you how this is going to work, and I did find some stuff in my Walters piping kit for my 90-degree angles that I said I mentioned earlier. Sorry about the camera. I'm not used to using this side camera. Let's see if I can jack this up just a little bit. There you go. That's better. So, this and this become one unit. Okay? Actually, I should do this camera so you can see it a lot better. And then this as a unit will come up here to where the gap is in the railing. You see up here like this, with this guy over that hole. Make sure he stays connected. Okay. And then this guy will come down like that. So these guys, my little 90 degrees, I had to make the holes just a little bit bigger so I could put them in there. There's one. There's two. And there's three. So now, I don't think I'm going to do it in this video. This video is already pretty long. That'll go up there like that. And then, wherever my pipes come out at, I just connect it to that. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. Not so easy. I might finish this off camera and then bring it back to you guys. Maybe. See, I don't know what the heck this thing is. It seems to me that it's got 3 places to hook up 3 pipes. But what does it do? Where does it go? No instructions. Don't know what these square items are. They don't fit on there. I thought that's like an extra support, something like that. When I start connecting all these pipes, I do have knuckles. I guess I'm going to call them that. What else? These little square thingies right there. These little square guys right here are like electrical boxes. They got to go up in here, and then one of these at the bottom of each one of those stanchions, and then the pipes. Now, even with these guys being all the way down where they're supposed to be, okay, when I put the silo in, it doesn't reach. So that's what I'm saying. This kit is not the greatest kit in the world. So I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to glue it in yet. Besides, I don't like the color of these silos, so they're going to be changed. But anyhow, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Can you see? If I put my hand behind there, you might be able to see it better. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if this is sitting up here like this, where it's supposed to be, look at the gap. So what I'm going to do is, I got a piece of tubing that fits over this guy. Back out with it. Fits over the end of this guy like that. Then when it's in there, I can push that guy all the way down and then just adjust this guy to rest on it. Sounds like a plan to me. And then also, one of the ones that I watched, I noticed that one guy had a pipe coming up to his silo. So I just might do that also. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. It won't be this type. This type's a little too heavy. Alright. Let me see what I can do here. This whole freaking stanchion's all crooked. Where's this? Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to the bench. This is going to be final assembly on this kit. I did repaint the silos, and you're going to I like the way they look, and it's pretty cool, I think. Anyhow, this piece right here, and I'm sorry I keep getting my hand in the way. This piece right here, I kind of figure that it's got to go like this in here. Oops. Well, and then this will go on top of that, and so whatever gets loaded in here go out that hole, come up the conveyor, and do what it's got to do. So basically, the way they have this set up is it has two ways of getting the product into the cement mixer, either from here or from these pipes that are going to come up from the silos. Now, with that being said, I'm going to take this out of here and take this out of here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cover on this little guy right there, that little guy right there, and I'm going to make this strictly fed from the silos. And how am I going to do that? Well, from my building, my structure that I scratch built, there's going to be these pipes. Stop shaking. That will go across to my structure that will be feeding these silos. And then the silos will be feeding the trucks. Another thing I'm thinking of doing is this right here. The trucks can only back in. I'm going to try and eliminate that. This is like an afterthought, so I don't know how well it's going to work. But I'm going to try and get that out of there so the truck can drive through rather than back in. That gives me the possibility of putting this anywhere that I want to in the structure scene. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and do all of that, and I'll bring it back when this structure is... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I mentioned that... I wish I had a freaking pointer. Dang it. I don't have a pointer. Anyhow. Let me get this around here. Alright. I showed you earlier that down here is a hole. And I said that those pipes had to be extended in order for it to meet up with the pieces up on the top here. So, what I did was, this is a piece of tubing and a knuckle. Now, in order to put this configuration together, what I had to do, and I don't know if you guys are actually going to see this, but this is one of those knuckles. I had to drill a hole in the knuckle because the pipes that come with this kit have that little Gsmw that's right there. So that would go in there like that, and then here's my little extension piece, and he will get glued into that. Now, this pipe or tube is just a little bit too big to go in there, so I have to like kind of sand it down on the edge here just to get it to fit in there. Once it's in there, it's okay, because then I got this. And let me see, I think maybe if I switch... Anyhow, so this would be the final product of what it would look like. And it would fit right into one of those holes, which were oversized for these pipes to begin with. And then that'll come over and hook up to the elbow that I have there with a knuckle in between, and that'll be the same for all three pipes. And then I explained to you about the silos, and I'm going to put these tubes on the end so it meets whatever that is, the dispersing piece. Anyhow, I'm rambling, so let me get on with this, and I'll bring it back when this kit's finished, and I'll have it on the layout and show you what it looks like on the layout. So with all that being said, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to the bench. In honor of America's 250th birthday, I decided to do a little special paint job on this particular model. As you can see, I have our nation's colors, red, white, and blue. And so we're going to go ahead and move this guy around a little bit, and let's see what all was done. So here we go. First of all, I told you guys that I was going to change this inside here I did scrape that piece out, and then I just put a piece of 20,000 styrene in there, bent the ends down, and now the trucks have a way to go in and out. Let's see if I can get in there a little bit closer maybe. As you seen throughout the video, all the piping that's down in here, all the blue piping, it all worked out perfectly. I had no problem with that. If you can figure out how to do this kit, and if those stanchions were a little bit better made, if you can see up on the front stanchion on the left hand side, the foot that stands, the foot from the silo that stands on the stanchion, they're just too short. All of them are just too short. So that's one thing I gotta say. But other than that, let's continue on around. Naming the place Patriot Ready Mix. Sounds silly, but that's cool. I am a patriot, and I think that that's pretty cool to have it on my layout. Anyhow, other than not knowing where all of these parts were supposed to go, I think I did a pretty good job of figuring it all out and getting it all together and making it look like some sort of model. Oh, let me show you something here. Now, remember during the video I was telling you about the holes where, let me turn it manually backwards. The holes where those pipes go, I had to actually jack these guys up a little bit. You can see the white styrene under there. I had to jack it up that much so the holes, I'm talking right down in there, so the holes for the pipes would be free from interference with the X-framing or the crossbar. But other than that, the stanchion needed a little more to be desired. But other than that, I think it went together okay. Not knowing how the kit's supposed to go together. Let me take this out of here. I'm not going to be using this office. I'll just put it there for show right for now. But you can see the stairs worked out nice. The railing worked out nice. They were a little oversized and not to scale. But hey, you know what? It's there. They look okay. And from a distance, you can't really tell anything. Anyhow, next step is for me to take this out onto the layout, put it in position, and we'll call this video good. And I'm really, really sorry that it's so long. It's just when I start a build, I'd like to just keep working on it until I get it done. So, my apologies, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the outside on the layout. Okay, boys and girls, welcome to the training room. This is where my new bulk cement plant is going to live. It used to be in this position when I first started putting this layout together. Then I moved it over to this side of the layout. But in reality, the yard downtown Phoenix, this particular plant is right next to the yard. So I decided to put it here. And you can see, if I start doing some piping, what's going to happen is cement is going to come out of that little shack right there that's attached to this guy. And come out here, it'll come up, and each silo will get a feeder tube, if you want to call it that. Anyhow, hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. Pitch stop. Sorry. Vinny Productions out for now. Toodaloo.